Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, and every last one of you jabronis. It's Mitch here, live on a Wednesday night, as we are every week. And we're here to provide the most accurate, the most real, and the most electrifying picks video on the internet. That's right. No one does it like Money Mitch. Every Wednesday, it's straight up. It's versus the spread. Every NFL game for week 15. I'm not just giving you predictions. I'm not just giving you picks. No. Jen, no. Big Hal, what do you think this is? No. I'm giving you spoilers for what's going to happen in NFL Week 15. So, if that sounds good, don't forget to spike the like button. And don't be a jabroni. Subscribe to the channel for weekly NFL picks. Just like this. Welcome to the chat, jabronis. Big Al, Bob, Jen, Daniel. Shout out to you guys. Cute Puppies says, I want more money, Mitch. Don't worry, Cute Puppies. We're going to get it done. We're going to make some more money this week. And if you guys are curious, what am I spending my money on? What am I betting my money on every week? Well, the place to go, the place to be is Patreon. Link in the description. My Patreon, $5 a month. You get all of my bets every week of the NFL season. Check it out, guys. Link in the description. Crayon says, best part of the week is the Money Mitch show. Tony says, Mitch, Money Mitch, Mitch. Daniel says, let's go BLV. Shout out to you guys. I'm feeling the love, man. I am feeling the love lately. I was in your top 5 on YouTube. People are creating me in Madden. Leanne put me as her #1 NFL YouTube channel. I feel loved. I feel loved, guys. And because of that, I'm going to give you some winners this week. I'm going to give you some winners. So let's start it off with Thursday Night Football. And if you, yes, you, I'm looking at you, jabroni. If you haven't liked the video already, I'm looking at you. Wait, don't look around. No. It's you. I see you. I know you haven't liked the video. I see you. Spike the like button, man. And let's start it with Thursday Night Football. The Atlanta Falcons at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The great, legendary, iconic Hall of Famer Mike Evans will return on Thursday, I do believe. And he is back to give a boost to the Bucs, a much needed boost to the Bucs. And already, bro, my graphic is wrong. You know what? Let's restart. I need to make a new graphic Because I messed that graphic up, bro. I messed that graphic up. Tampa Bay is -4.5. I'm not going to start this video like a jabroni. I am redoing the graphic live on air because I messed the graphic up, bro. I am not a jabroni. I refuse to be a jabroni. I did not double check my graphic. I refuse. I refuse, bro. Here we go. We got it. We got it. We got it. Tampa Bay is -4.5. That is much better. Much better. Okay? Tampa Bay, -4.5. Mike Evans is back. Drake London is out. I like the Bucs in this game to win and cover. At home. Tampa Bay must win. Evans is back. This is a championship pedigree football team. Antoine Winfield Jr., Vita Vea, Levante David, Hassan Reddick, Jamel Dean, Chris Godwin, Tristan Wirfs. Count the rings. Count the rings. The Bucs will be ready. And if there's one thing the jabroni Todd Bowles does well, it is stop the run. It is stop the run. And the only thing you have to do against the Atlanta Falcons is stop the run. The Falcons are so down bad. They are so atrocious that Claire will not speak their name, that Ultra will not utter the Falcons. Their fans have given up on them. Kirk Cousins' arm has given up on him. He might be able to see what's going on. Todd Bowles' blitz is coming, but he can't get the ball out in time. He can't put enough mustard on the ball because he has no arm left. And he's without Drake London, their entire passing game. Sure, Kyle Pitts will make a play here or there. Sure. Darnell Mooney, he's soft. He's not going to do anything. The Bucs are going to bring it on defense. Bowles is going to blitz the old man, hit the old man, and stop Bijan in his tracks. I think a turnover or two is coming from the Falcons and good old Kirko Chains. And on the other side, Baker, well, he hasn't been playing his best. And the Bucs failed on 4th down after 4th down after 4th down last week. But I think they'll get it right. Emeka Egbuka, go sit on the bench, buddy. We don't need you anymore. We got Mike Evans. You've been playing like garbage. Chris Godwin and Mike Evans, back to the old times. We're going to target the old guys, and we're going to move the chains. The Falcons struggle against the run. Bucky Irving is going to have a big day. Cade Otton is out. Okay, whatever. I think the Bucs make a statement. I think they know they need to win this game desperately. I know that the Falcons don't need to win this game because what are they playing for? What are the Falcons playing for? If I was the Falcons, I'd lose on purpose so Raheem Morris would get fired. So I'm taking the Bucs to win. The Bucs to cover. That's right. That's what I'm doing. Sarah says Mitch decided he's wearing blue to bring out blue in his eyes. Sarah, it was very strategic, and I must say it was just for you, Sarah. Thank you for noticing. What's up, Singh? What's up, Vaughn? What's up, Gene? What's up, Marcus? Marcus says, I'm sick of the Bills having this for the past years. It's sickening my stomach, whatever that is. I cannot stomach it. It's Patriots time, says Marcus. It's Sports fan says Atlanta should never be favored. Well, sorry, I was a jabroni for the first 5 seconds. All right, next. The Tennessee Titans at the San Francisco 49ers. Oh, Mitch, why are you going out of order? Shut up, jabroni. This is my show. This isn't your show. Do you really want me to put the Tennessee Titans at the end? This is my show, not your show. If you want to make your own show, go somewhere else, bro. I don't care what order this is in. Go somewhere else. You want the Titans to go last? Just Gronk spike the like button and shut up, jabroni. The 49ers, minus 12.5. Niners win. Niners cover. The Titans, celebration. Throw a parade. They beat the Cleveland Browns. Congratulations. Wow. Good job. Wow. I am impressed. You think I'm impressed? You think I'm impressed you beat the Browns? No. That's, in fact, the least impressive thing I've seen all year. The 49ers will win. The 49ers will cover. They're coming off a bye. The Titans, quite frankly, have one of the worst secondaries I have ever put my blue eyes on in my life. In my life. I have never seen a worse cornerback depth chart in my life. This is going to be a feast for Brock Purdy. It's going to be like Christmas dinner, bro. He's going to have like Thanksgiving, bro. He's going to be picking his spots. He's going to be picking his sides. Does he want the turkey? Does he want the ham? What does he want? Brock Purdy, Jawan Jennings, George Kittle, Ricky Pearsall, Christian McCaffrey. They're all going to be humming. Kyle Shanahan off the bye. He's going to have some tricks up his sleeve for the Tennessee secondary. And sure, Jeff Simmons is great. The Titans can slow the run game down. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. 49ers are at home. They dominate at home. They're on a mission to prove to the world that they're better than you think. Yes, you jabroni. I'm looking at you. I know you're doubting Shanahan, the best coach in football, just because he doesn't have Nick Bosa, just because he doesn't have Fred Warner. It doesn't matter. He should win the Coach of the Year. He won't win Coach of the Year because all of you idiots have been brainwashed for some stupid reason. But the 49ers will win. They will cover. The 49ers defense is playing better. Their secondary's on fire. Jair Brown's picking off passes left and right. Lenore's shutting people down. And Keon White has given their front seven a spark. 49ers by 1 million. Next. Don't complain about the order, bro. Shout out to Sarah for the super chat. She says, I love your blue shirt. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate that. Guys, don't forget to Gronk spike the like button. Half of you people in here have not done it yet. I'm waiting. Okay. The Washington Commanders at the New York Giants. The Commanders are favored by 2.5. This is wrong too, bro. Am I a jabroni? Oh my God, I'm an idiot. Hold on a second. I got to do this again. I swear to you guys, this might be a gimmick. It might not be a gimmick. Bro, this is wrong. What? Am I on crack? Bro, when I made these graphics, hold on a second. Am I on coke? Mitch, are you okay? Hold on a second, bro. Am I okay? What was I on earlier today? Did I take my vitamins? Did I say my prayers? What happened to me, bro? Oh my, Bob, what'd you put in my drink? All right. Washington Commanders at the New York Giants. Giants favored by 2.5. The reason it's 2.5, I was giving away my pick. The Giants. are going to lose. The Commanders are going to win. Give me the commies. That's right. Give me the commies to win this game. First of all, the Commanders have won and dominated this rivalry. I think since Jaden Daniels has been in the NFL, they have been favored. They have won these games, and Jaden Daniels, I hope he doesn't play, to be honest with you guys, because I'm hoping that the spread goes to 3. I'm hoping the spread goes to 3.5. I'm hoping that it's Marcus Mariota, and I'm hoping I can bet on Marcus Mariota. That's right. I like the Commanders in this game because the Commanders have the much better coaching. They have Cliff Kingsbury with his sunglasses. They have Dan Quinn with his bald head. And that is a much better coaching staff than what the Giants have. And the Commanders can run the football. The Commanders can run the ball. The Giants, yeah, Tyrone Tracy's back. You think I care? You think I care about that? No, I do not care about that whatsoever. Okay? Because Rodriguez, Bill, and Mariota will run the ball all over the Giants. They can't stop the run. Worth a damn. Jackson Dart looked like he was scared of his own shadow, like Singh in front of Joe Burrow, scared of his own shadow. Scared of his own shadow running around. Last time he played against the Patriots, Christian Ellis knocked him in the next week. And Bobby Wagner might do the same. I really think that the Commanders will run the ball, dictate the pace, have possession. They've got better weapons on the outside. Terry McLaurin's back, baby. Deebo Samuel. They have the better quarterback, whether it's Mariota or Daniels. And they have the better O-line. Tunzel will be good to go. So, I like the Commanders. I like the Commies. I like this matchup. Now, I don't trust the Commanders' defense, but if it's bad weather as well, give me the team that can run the ball better. That is the Commanders. Bro, did I not fix this graphic? Thank you. All right. Hopefully I didn't mess up any more graphics, guys. Shout out to Vanessa in the chat. What's up, Vanessa? How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Thank you for watching. Leanne's in the chat. My girl Leanne's in the chat. She says, let's go Commanders. Okay. Also, shout out to Leanne for making me the #1 NFL YouTube channel. Also, shout out to Meep for having the best name in the chat. All right, next. Please, Mitch, do not mess this stupid graphic up. Please. Don't make me look like a jabroni. All right, Baltimore. Don't make me look like a jabroni in front of Vanessa. Come on, man. All right, 2.5. Baltimore. Let's go. Baltimore on the road at Cincinnati. Cincinnati is a dog. Getting 2.5. I don't know if you guys saw, but this might have been Singh's favorite Joe Burrow press conference in the history of press conferences. It looked like Joe Burrow wanted to retire. He looked depressed. Like Joe Burrow was about to retire on the spot. Okay? So that's concerning. But you know what's even more concerning, Tony? You know what's even more concerning? The Baltimore Ravens are even more concerning than Joe Burrow being depressed. Lamar Jackson stinks. And you know what's funny? I did a little BR video, right? Where I had to do like 9 teams. I had to do 9 teams in a minute. And we've got all these Raven jabronis in the comment section saying, you're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. This is the worst analysis I've ever seen. They go on and on and on and on and on. And I figured it out. It's because I said Lamar needs to play better. I don't know, guys. Maybe you need glasses, but if you've been watching the Ravens, it's not the guards. It's not the fact that Derrick Henry might be washed. It's not the fact that Mark Andrews is overpaid. No. Lamar Jackson is not playing the same. He's not the same. He's not as explosive. He's not as accurate. And he's not as big of a threat with those two legs that made him such a unique player in the past. He's not the same. He's not the same. And if Lamar's not the same, the Ravens aren't the same. Okay? Period. And the Ravens can't rush the quarterback. They can barely stop the run. Jamar Chase literally owns their secondary. He owns them. T. Higgins looks like he will be playing in this game, I believe. Okay? So, I look at this and I say, I don't want to think that the Bengals are going to sweep the Ravens, but they just lost to the Steelers. The Ravens lost to the Steelers at home. The Steelers, they made Aaron Rodgers look like 2011 Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers discount double-checked on the Ravens' faces, and they let him get away with it. The Bengals looked great last week on offense. They were shredding the Bills. They were dicing them up, dotting them up. T. Higgins one-handed catches. Mike Gesicki one-handed catches. And we know what Jamar Chase does against the Ravens. Chase Brown had a great game against the Ravens. Now, I do think that Lamar is going to play better here. I do think Isaiah Likely and Mark Andrews are going to feast in the middle of the field because the Bengals are historically bad against tight ends. I do think Derrick Henry and Keaton Mitchell, if he plays, if he's healthy, are going to be able to run it on the Bengals. And this should be a high-scoring game, as they always are. And this game will be closer than the first game on Thanksgiving. But I think the Bengals are playing better. And they're at home. And if the Bengals want to save Joe Burrow from jumping off a building, then they might have to win this game for the sake of their leader. So I'm going to take Cincinnati to upset the Ravens again. Why are the Ravens still looked at as a good team? Leanne, please tell me. Next. The Cleveland Browns at the Chicago Bears. This graphic's correct. Don't you worry. Cleveland at Chicago. Chicago, 7.5-point favorites. Now, there are going to be some people that take the Browns. But I have a question for you. Do I look like one of those people? Do I? Do I? No. The answer is no. I don't. Bob, I don't. I'm taking the Bears to win, the Bears to cover. This Shador fan base, they're a bunch of jabronis. I'm not scared of them. I'm not backing down to them. They're weirdos, bro. They're weird. They're weird. I'm not involved in your little race war or your culture war or whatever the hell I don't know what this is. I'm not involved in it. I watch football. I analyze football. And what tells me here is yes, Caleb Williams absolutely cannot throw the ball accurately. But you know what the Bears can do? They can run the ball. You know what they can do? They have great coaching. You know what they can do on defense? They can turn the football over. And you know what Cleveland does, Big Al? They turn it over. It doesn't matter if it's a block punt, if it's a block field goal, if it's a fumble on a screen, if it's Shedeur chucking the ball up into triple coverage. It really doesn't matter. The Browns are going to find a way to lose. If they can find a way to lose to the Tennessee Titans, they can lose to the Chicago Bears. Period. I don't need to analyze anything. The Bears secondary is back. They're better. They don't have to face Christian Watson this week. That will help them. The Bears will win. The Bears will cover. They're a professional football team. The Browns are a joke. Give me the Bears. Next, please don't mess this graphic up. The Carolina Panthers at the New Orleans Saints. Carolina is favored by 2.5 on the road. This may or may not be a Money Mitch best bet. Listen real closely. Listen real closely to this one. Turn up the volume. Turn that volume up. Get your phone out. Turn it up. Turn it up. The Carolina Panthers will win this game, and they will cover. It is a Money Mitch guarantee. Now, you guys know I love Tyler Shuck. But this is a classic, and I mean classic, bad team letdown spot. The New Orleans Saints went to Tampa Bay. They beat the Bucs. And they were celebrating. Even Jamari came into the chat and said, Mitch, we found one. We've got a quarterback, Mitch. Look, he's so good. Tyler Shuck, he's the best. Can you believe it? We're back. Jamari was all about it, bro. All about it. All about it. But you know what I'm all about? The Carolina Panthers. Back from the bye. The Carolina Panthers healthier on the offense. Redeeming themselves from a loss earlier in the year. Did you really think the Saints are going to sweep the Panthers? Do you really think that? Well, first of all, it doesn't matter what you think. But second of all, the Carolina Panthers are going to run the football. They're going to throw the ball underneath. Dink and dunk with their 5'2" quarterback, Bryce Young. Tetairoa McMillan is going to make big plays. And the Carolina Panthers on defense, Derek Brown, eating up the middle of the line. They make plays in the secondary, man. They make plays, and I don't trust Devin Neal running the ball. I think Tyler Shuck is good, man, but he's a rookie. And his team's going to be all inflated egos, big-ass heads. And they're going to be, oh, we're so good now. We beat the Bucs. We can beat the Panthers again. That's easy. We're at home. Well, little do they know that Bryce Young's better in a dome. Little do they know that Carolina's coming out of the bye with a purpose. They could win this division. They need this game to win the division. And I think that secondary of Carolina is going to get one or two big plays. Because they did against Stafford. They did against Purdy. I think they will against Shuck. Give me the Panthers under a field goal. Next, the Las Vegas Raiders at the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles. Big Al's Eagles. Although I don't know if he likes me to say that. Big Al's Eagles minus 11.5. Are you guys ready for this? I don't think you're ready for this. I don't think you guys have the heart. I don't think you guys have the gumption, the testicular fortitude to hear what I'm about to say. I don't think you guys have it. Because what I'm about to say is not is not for the weak. It's not for the weak. The Las Vegas Raiders will lose, but they will cover the game. They will cover the game. The Las Vegas Raiders will cover this game. The total is 38. The total is 38. So just do the math. Do the math for a second. 38 points, 11.5 spread. I gotta take 11.5. I'm not crazy, bro. Jalen Hurts, he stinks. Jalen Hurts, he's awful. They can't run the football. If the Raiders can do anything, they can stop the run. I think Saquon's going to have a tough day. The only thing the Raiders can't do is give one-on-ones to A.J. Brown. As long as they don't do that, play cover 2 and stop the run, they have a chance. And you know what? Kenny Pickett's probably playing this game, Bob. Kenny Pickett. You know, the last year's Philadelphia backup. You know, Kenny Pickett, the guy that played in Pitt. You know, Kenny Pickett, the guy who played at Pittsburgh with the Steelers. He knows cold weather, he knows bad weather, and he knows the Eagles' defense. So if anyone has a chance, it's Kenny Pickett. Brock Bowers. Now, the Raiders' O-line is absolutely useless. They are useless. I don't know which O-line is worse. The Chargers or the Raiders. I really don't know. But I think the Raiders will run it, play defense, play field position. And yes, the Raiders are crooked. The Raiders are cheaters. The Raiders are absolutely criminals. And that's exactly why they will cover this game. Yes, there's a chance, Sarah. Absolutely. Next, the New York Jets at the Jacksonville Jags. I don't know who the quarterback is for the Jets. The Jets are starting who? Brady Cook? Is it Brady Cook? Is it Justin Fields? Is it Tyrod Taylor? Is it Joe Namath? Chad Pennington? Mark Sanchez? Who is it? Who are they starting? Cute Puppy says it's me, Mitch. You know what? This is a beat-up Jets team. Quincy Williams, Harrison Phillips, Jermaine Johnson, Breece Hall. They're all missing practice. They don't want to play anymore for Aaron Glenn. I don't blame them. Jacksonville, meanwhile, is getting healthier. Wingard, Washington. We saw Trayvon play last week. Trayvon Walker, Jordan Lewis. Those guys are playing now. And their defense showed up. If it's Brady Cook, whoever that jabroni is, I'm taking the Jags. I'm sorry. 13.5 is a lot of points. It's a lot of points. But Brady Cook could not complete a pass. And Trevor Lawrence looks pretty good lately. He must have bought a new conditioner for his hair or something. Like, he was shining out there. And Jacoby Myers, Brian Thomas, Brenton Strange, they've got the boys working and cooking, and Travis Etienne's running the rock. I think Jacksonville, I think they're going to get some sacks, some pressures, some interceptions. Brady Cook? Brady Cook? Really? If it's Justin Fields, I'll take the points, but Brady Cook. Next. The Arizona Cardinals at the Houston Texans. Texans, favored by 9.5. See, I'm not falling for this one. There's a lot of jabronis out there that are going to take the Arizona Cardinals. But first of all, I'm not a jabroni. Second of all, they do not know what they're talking about. Because the Cardinals have injuries all over the damn place. Dalvin Tomlinson, Jalen Thompson, Taylor Demerson, Walter Nolan, Paris Johnson, Marvin Harrison, Evan Brown. These guys are all hurt. They're all hurt. The Cardinals have so many The Cardinals low-key might be the most injured team in the league right now. They are injured. On top of that, they've got the immobile Jacoby Brissett behind an injured O-line, playing with no run game, playing against the Houston Texans, who I say every week their defense is not to be messed with. It's terrifying. This might be a tragic game for Jacoby Brissett. Michael Wilson may look like Jerry Rice against the Rams, but not against Derek Stingley. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. And on the other side, yeah, Stroud, yeah, the Texans O-line, yeah, I understand. They're not great, but they've been better. They've been better. They've been moving the ball, running the ball, dink and dunk, little quick throws, occasionally Nico Collins. Cardinals are a mess, bro. They're a mess. There are too many injuries at safety and then the O-line. Like, the Cardinals are just... Jonathan Gannon's going to be gone. Kyler Murray's playing Call of Duty. Like, you really think the Cardinals are going to make this a game? I don't. I think the Texans defense dominates. I think they win by margin. They win by 10 plus. Houston wins. Houston covers. It's that time of the year. These bad teams are falling off, bro. Next. Before I do this one, I need to sip. Rams. Favored by 5.5. Jabroni. Gronk spiked the like button. This one's a good one. This one is a good one. I want to take the Lions to cover. I think 5.5 is too many points. But I want to take the Rams to win. Game is in LA. LA is healthier. LA is better. LA is more consistent. Brian Branch is probably out. I think he might be out for the long term. Alex Anzalone also did not participate at practice. I don't know if he's going to play. Let me look that up. That's big, though. He had an illness, so probably will play. I assume he'll be fine for the game. That's big. Linebacker coverage. Taylor Decker did not participate. I think he'll be okay. This is what I think people are missing about this game, which is why I think the Lions will keep it close. And Rams fans are all over me every week. Mitch! The Rams defense is good. Okay, whatever you say. But every time I see them play a quarterback who can just throw the ball 5 yards per play, Mac Jones, Bryce Young, even the jabroni Jalen Hurts, 8 against this secondary. Jared Goff is captain checkdown. Captain checkdown. He's going to hit Jahmyr Gibbs 15 times over the middle of the field for 5 yards. And they're just going to Hank Stram matriculate the ball down the field. Control the game. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 7 yards. Drag route to Jamison Williams. First down. Jahmyr Gibbs screen. Mix in the run. Now the key for the Rams is, can they shut down Jahmyr Gibbs running the ball and get to Jared Goff on third down with interior pressure? The Rams have a good pass rush. They do. But I think that the strategy should be short passes. Short passes. Get the ball going downfield, control the game, and hope that you force a couple mistakes on defense. That is the hope. Now, that being said, will the Lions be able to hang with Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams? Probably not very well. Probably not. The Rams are a better coach team, in my opinion. Stafford is better than Goff. The Rams are at home. The Lions are much better at home. The Rams have the better pass rush, in my opinion. And no Brian Branch does hurt, but Kirby Joseph could be back. He hasn't played in weeks. So one safety for the other. I think the Rams win close because I think they're the better team. They're the more consistent team. And I think ultimately their run game is super tough. And you complement that with, I think, two receivers that are going to be very challenging for the Lions to stay with in man-to-man. But if the Lions the key is, can they keep Stafford on the sidelines and go on long established drives and score sevens? If they can do that, they've got a chance to pull it off. The Lions have won these matchups the last couple of years, but this to me is the worst Lions team in the last 3 seasons, and this is the best Rams team in the last 3 seasons. So I think this will be like a 3 or 4 point game. Give me Detroit with the points. Give me the Rams to win the game. Yes, Jared Goff will play his ass off. I think he'll do his best. Revenge game. Green Bay Packers at the Denver Broncos. This is maybe my favorite bet of the week. I love the Packers in this game. I think the Packers are a really bad matchup for the Broncos. First of all, I think defensively, they like to play a lot of zone coverage. They have a very fast front seven. And Denver loves to throw the ball behind the line of scrimmage. They love to throw RPOs and quick screens. And against Green Bay, that's very hard to achieve because they're so fast at linebacker and they're instinctive at safety, and they've got Micah Parsons flying around out there. And I do think the Packers can get home occasionally on Bo Nix. It's difficult to scramble on them because they're so fast. So I don't think Bo Nix is going to be running very often in this game. He's going to have to slowly but surely throw the ball, and it takes a calculated, accurate, consistent quarterback to move the ball against the Packers. And Bo Nix is not that. He's not consistent, he's not accurate, and he's erratic. And he's not good against zone coverage. And that's what the Packers do. On the other side, the Packers are one of the best teams against man coverage. I think Christian Watson is going to have another good game. I don't care, Pat Surtain, Champ Bailey, doesn't really matter. None of these guys can run with him. It doesn't matter. So if you want to put Riley Moss out there, go ahead. They're going to blitz the Broncos, and the Packers are going to get big plays because the Broncos, they're a very good defense, but they give up big plays. They give up explosive plays, and the Packers love explosive plays. My complaint about the Packers offense is that they are sometimes a little bit too explosive reliant. Well, that's exactly what you need to be against Denver, because Denver kind of is one of those defenses where it's all or nothing. It's a big stop in the backfield, it's a sack, it's a hit, or it's a big play. So I think that the Packers are going to create some big plays. Jaden Reed looked good last week. I think Watson looked great last week. And Josh Jacobs providing on the ground, and Love's balling right now. Love is the way better quarterback in this game. I think that the Packers have the formula offensively, defensively, to go on the road. They're not going to beat the cold. Like, are you serious? It's the Packers. I think this is a game for the Packers to win, and I wouldn't be surprised if they won by like 10. Like, I think that the Packers are going to hit explosive plays, and I just don't think the Broncos are going to be able to keep up. Packers get the lead, and their defense seals it in the fourth. This is a game where everybody after it's going to be like, wow, the Packers are a Super Bowl team. But I think that it's really going to be more about Denver is just a fraud. Next, Sunday Night Football. Dallas at home against the Minnesota Vikings. Dallas's playoff lives are on the line. They've got to win, and they basically got to win out. That being said, Dallas should be favored in every one of their games remaining. I think personally the toughest game they play is against the Chargers, because I think the Chargers are somewhat of a challenging matchup for them. But Dallas is at home. Dallas scores points at home. I know that the Vikings are a challenging defense to go against. They've got some good players. They've got a very complicated scheme. But I do think Dak Prescott is one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL in terms of his pre-snap recognition and understanding blitzes and where to go to the ball against those blitzes. Plus, the Vikings, they do have the challenge of containing George Pickens. After his worst game of the season, he should bounce back. And CeeDee Lamb, I expect to play, having enough time to return from the concussion. I don't know if Guyton's going to play or not, but I don't know if there's an injury report out on him, but he could be back, I would assume, for the Cowboys for this game. Let me actually look that up. That would help. I mean, it hasn't really killed them. Last game, it kind of did against Detroit. They gave up some key pressures without their left tackle there, but he could be back. It actually, Trayvon Diggs was limited too, if that matters to anybody. Tyler Guyton did not practice, but he could be back. I don't know. But Jadeveon Clowney should be back, and Clowney missed last week, and Clowney's been really good for the Cowboys. I just think it comes down to this. Dallas scores around 30 points a game at home. Minnesota is good on defense, but I think even if Dallas gets to 24 to 27 points, they're going to win. Like, J.J. McCarthy is still not very good, in my opinion. Everything about last week was more about the Commanders turning the ball over and messing things up, and the Vikings defense dominating. And the Vikings are a better team at home in their crowd, with their stadium, with their stupid skull chants. And I don't think the Vikings are a great running team. So I don't think Dallas is going to be like overwhelmed by anything that Minnesota does on the ground. I do think that technically they have an advantage at receiver, and there should be passing plays down the field. But the Vikings do have a beat up offensive line, and Dallas does have a pretty good defensive line. And if they can get home or just force JJ to be uncomfortable, they can force one or two game-changing mistakes against the young, flawed quarterback. And yeah, I mean, it just comes down to if Dallas protects the ball, if Dallas gets any sort of lead, I think Dallas should be able to win this game and should be able to cover this game. So I'm going to take the Cowboys to win, just like a absolutely massive quarterback edge in this game. So Dallas, I think if this game's also maybe going down at 5.5, that might become a best bet if it's under 6. Vikings have talent on defense, but like who have they really beaten that's any good, like, at all? I don't know. Next, Monday Night Football. I like the upset here. The Miami Dolphins are on the road at the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I like the Miami Dolphins. I don't typically like the Dolphins on the road in December, but I think they're just the better team, and I think they're the better coach team too. I think that Miami has the much better running game. Pittsburgh can't run the ball worth a lick. Devon Achane's been tearing people up. The Steelers can't really stop the run, as we saw against the Bills, and that was also at home. And Miami's offense is entirely strategically built to avoid a pass rush. Like, everything Mike McDaniel does for Tua is to get the ball out in under 2 seconds. And I think that's kind of what the Dolphins are going to be able to do. Screens, quick swing passes, quick RPOs. If the Steelers play man coverage, I think Jalen Waddle is going to just toast them, because I don't think any of those corners can run with Jalen Waddle at all. And I do think Miami's defense is playing really, really underrated football. They're playing really, really well. So I look at this and I say, like, yeah, I actually think this is a solid matchup for Miami. I think if Miami loses, it's going to be because Tua just plays really bad and he turns it over a couple times. But I know the Steelers beat the Ravens, but again, guys, I don't think the Ravens are very good right now. I don't think the Ravens are very impressive right now. Like, And it was a divisional game. Mike Tomlin always seems to win one of those games against the Ravens, and he seems to outcoach John Harbaugh once a year. Like, it's not all that it's surprising. I'm impressed by Miami's defense. I think Rasul Douglas and Minkah Fitzpatrick in the back end have played really well. I think their front seven is playing good. Miami's turned it around, and Mike McDaniel's going to have some schematical advantages. I don't think that the Steelers and the Dolphins play similarly on offense, but Miami just does it better. They like to dink and dunk and screen and run the ball, but Miami's just better at it. Like, I don't think Pittsburgh is good. I would take the points with Miami. I think Miami is going to win. Injury report will be interesting to watch, but it's Monday. It's a Monday game, so I don't really know yet who's going to be out for the Steelers, but watch out for their offensive line. Their left tackle position is pretty banged up, and they're signing old men like Adam Thielen to play wide receiver for them. We'll see how that goes. But, yeah, I like the Dolphins. Singh says that I forgot the Chiefs and the Chargers. I did, I guess. Let me see if I have the graphic here and I just skipped over it. Yeah, I did. Okay, so there it is. So we'll end with this. Chargers and the Chiefs. Thanks for pointing that out, Singh. This one's interesting. I'm going to go with the Chiefs to win, the Chargers to cover. I just don't have any faith on the road that the O-line of the Chargers can hold up against anybody. I think that me picking the Chargers against the Eagles last week, first of all, was 100% accurate. But also, second of all, just like a fade of the Eagles. Like, I think the Eagles absolutely suck. And as much as I don't like the Chiefs, I don't think the Chiefs suck. I just don't think they're great. And I think the Texans were a tough matchup for them. I don't think the Chargers are good. Like, I really don't. I just think their O-line is terrible. Like, absolutely dreadful. And it's hard to win on the road at Arrowhead against Steve Spagnuolo and Chris Jones when you can't block. So I think it's going to be really hard for Justin Herbert here. Herbert played outstanding in the first game. I thought that was the best game of his season, was the first game in Brazil. And he doesn't have the same O-line. I do think, though, that the Chiefs will have issues. It does appear that Trey Smith will be back, so that's a big get. All-pro guard. That should help them run the ball against the Chargers, who are susceptible against the run, but the Chiefs don't have a great running game. But I do think it does help to just be able to move the middle of that offensive line and get Kareem Hunt going up the middle. And then I think that the tackle position is manageable. Like, I thought they did an okay job protecting against the Texans. It's more so that the Texans really, like, the Chiefs had to overcompensate their protection to where they didn't have a lot of receiver options down the field, and the Texans kind of just clamped down on everything they were doing down the field, and Mahomes just had nothing to really do with the ball, and when he did, he didn't seem to throw the right ball, or he was kind of, like, off. So, I do think, though, the Chargers have a great pass defense, and I do think that Jesse Minter has a really good feel for the Chiefs and Mahomes, and Derwin James can take Kelsey out of the game. I like the Chiefs in terms of their the Chargers in terms of their coverage. So I think the Chargers defense can keep them in this game, but I think it's going to be another grinder at Arrowhead, and I just ultimately think that the Chiefs will make more plays, running the ball, throwing the ball, Mahomes in the end. Like, I think that they're going to make a couple more plays because I think that the O-line of the Chargers on third down is going to be their kryptonite, their Achilles heel, and the reason they lose. I'd love to see the Chargers win and officially end the Chiefs season, but I think this will be like a 21-17 game, 23-20, something like that. I think that the Chargers hang around, but they're not quite good enough, and they get the split on the season between the Chiefs and the Chargers. That's kind of the way that I see it. We didn't see Bills and Patriots either, Colts or Seahawks. What the hell is going on with my graphics then? I don't know what's going on, guys. Hold on. Did I skip something? I have 14 games on here. Nope. What the heck? What? That's weird. Okay, hold on. I mean, you guys really need me to pick the Seahawks and the Colts? I guess I haven't made hold on. I'll have to make them. I don't know what isn't there 14 games this week? This is weird, man. Yeah, that is weird. Okay, well, I'm going to do the Patriots, obviously, and we'll do the Seahawks game. Sorry, guys. I didn't even realize that. I don't know what's going on. It says 14. There's 16. Really? Okay, hold on. That's what happens sometimes when I make two different sets of graphics for both channels. So sometimes I forget to do certain games, I guess. Because I do different graphics for the Money Mitch channel, which, by the way, if you guys aren't subscribed, then do subscribe to that channel. I put out this video, basically, except I add on totals for every game as well. And that comes out on the same day. Okay. So, Patriots, Bills. Nope, not the right one. My God. Not working. If you guys want to ask me any questions, go ahead, and now's the time. Leanne says Patriots are winning. I don't think Leanne is biased at all, just so you guys know. Not one little hint of bias in her pick. At all. At all. Not at all. I'm on to you, Leanne. You think I'm not on to you? Big Al says subscribe to the Bottom Line View for live reactions, power rankings, rants, recaps, and more. Subscribe to Money Mitch. Bills Chick says Bills forever. No. Not Bills forever. No. Bills Chick. Bills Chick last week commented on my video like, I can't believe you were cheering against the Bills. And I was like, I had money on the Bengals. I'm sorry, but my money is where I cheer. I hope you understood that, Bills Chick. Okay. Let's start with this jabroni-filled game. All right. We've got the Colts at the Seahawks. And then we'll get to the Patriots. Don't worry. Don't worry. Seattle minus 13.5 at home. Grandpa. Yes, Grandpa Phillip Rivers. Grandpa. He's actually a grandpa, guys. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. He has about 15 kids, but he's actually a grandpa. His firstborn is older than Riley Leonard, his teammate. He is 44 years old. Phillip Rivers is likely to start at quarterback with no practice, 2 days, 3 days of practice. He's going to go play the Seahawks in Seattle and that defense. The Colts are going to try to run the ball with Jonathan Taylor. It's not going to work. Seattle is great against the run. And that's going to force the old man who is working out with Drake May in the offseason to throw the football in A muddied pocket. I hope Phillip Rivers does great. Big Al says Phillip Rivers is as old as I am. Oh boy. Poor bastard, says Bob. I agree. I think this is going to be tough. I think this is going to be rough. I almost feel bad. But it is a cool story. It's a fun story. I certainly will tune in. I do think Seattle's offense will have success running the ball against the Colts. The Colts haven't been very good stopping the run without DeForest Buckner, and I do not think he's back for this game. Sauce Gardner's also still out, which means that JSN will only have more success. I'm just not impressed by the Colts. They have been downhill for a while now. Their defense is not great. Their offense has an old man / grandpa. And I just don't know how they win this game. I'm going to take Seattle to win. I'm going to take Seattle to cover. I think this is going to be ugly. I think this is going to be rough. I hope Rivers does fantastic, but I'm sorry, guys. Like, it's not going to happen. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen, all right? And the biggest and best game of the week. I don't know why it keeps bringing me up the Chiefs and the Chargers. Are you kidding me, computer? Come on, man. Okay. That's not the right one. This is the right one. This is the right one. There we go. The game of the week. The Buffalo Bills at the New England Patriots. Bills are favored by a point. Honestly, I think that's kind of disrespectful of the Patriots, who I think are the better team in this game. I think the Patriots are the better team objectively overall. But the best team doesn't always win every matchup. Keep that in mind. The game is in New England. The weather expected is a snow-filled game. The total is still high, which means the winds probably won't be too affected or effective on this game. This is a game that I've circled all year as the last loss for the Patriots. And I'm just going to stick with what I've said all along. The Patriots will lose this game, but it doesn't really affect how I feel about the team. The Patriots don't have two of their best players for this game. Will Campbell, their left tackle. Milton Williams, their defensive tackle. They're out. And that will probably make a huge difference in a game where it's going to be snowy. And the Bills are probably more used to playing in this weather. The Bills play in the snow all the time. They're a better running football team than the Patriots are. If this game was in a dome, I think the Patriots would win 7 to 8 out of 10 times. I think the Patriots have the much better passing game. I think they have the much better passing defense. I think they have the better defense. But at the end of the day, the Bills are built to play in those conditions. Their strength is their offensive line. Their strength is their running game with James Cook and Josh Allen. And the Patriots have been great against the run for most of the year, but since Milton Williams went down, they're not the same. And I think it's going to be really hard to sweep this team. I think it's going to be really hard to beat Josh Allen twice in 1 year. I don't know if anyone's ever done it. I do think if these teams played in the playoffs and they were completely healthy and this game was in New England, and let's say it was cold but not snowy, I would take the Patriots. But this is a regular season game. This game matters more for the Bills. If the Patriots win this game, the division is over. The division is over. The Patriots win the division. They get the t-shirt, they get the hat, they're AFC East champs, and they're very likely the number 1 seed. So it matters for the Patriots from that perspective, and it matters for the Patriots in the perspective of people keep calling them frauds. And honestly, I wanted to pick the Patriots here to kind of just be like that fan that backs my team and kind of say that everyone's wrong and stuff. But I'm going to give you the truthful pick, which is I think the Bills will win. And I think in large part because I don't know how the Patriots will play in this type of weather. I've never seen Drake May play in this weather. The Patriots are an explosive passing team. They're not a dink and dunk team. They're not a run first team. They are a explosive team. And that should hurt them in theory. Now, that being said, I do think the Patriots corners are much better than the Bills receivers. The Patriots could maybe load the box and force Josh to beat them down the field. And if there is wind, I do think that could, they could shift their game plan towards stopping the Bills from running the ball. I think, New England needs to lean into the Bills are not good against the run, but I think because of the weather conditions that could be at play, it will allow them to stop the run better, because I think that they'll be able to pack the box and take away some of those things and the quick throws and stuff like that. I hope the Patriots win and prove everybody wrong, because if the Patriots win this game, guys, there's really no reason why you shouldn't pick them to win the Super Bowl. Like, to be honest, if the Patriots win this game and they sweep the Buffalo Bills, arguably the best player in the league, and they've beaten everybody by 20 points every game, it feels like, why wouldn't anyone pick the Patriots to win the Super Bowl? They're going to have the number 1 seed. They're going to be healthy in the playoffs. They have maybe the best quarterback in the league. They have the bye week. If the Patriots actually do win this game, what's stopping you from picking the Patriots to win the Super Bowl? In all honesty, I know the Bills are flawed, but this is our toughest team we play all year. We've already beat them on the road. It's to me, it's I don't want to say we have to lose this game for it to make sense, but if we win this game, I don't know, man. I'm going to be a little surprised just from the standpoint of are we ever going to lose? We've won 10 games in a row. Are we ever going to lose a game? So for me, it's kind of a bunch of different things where the Bills are healthy. The Bills are going to have their O-line. They're going to have Joey Bosa back. It looks like they're going to have Kincaid. It looks like they're going to have Bernard. They're going to have all their players. And the Patriots don't. They don't have 2 of their most important players. And yeah, it's at Gillette. Maybe the fans of Gillette, maybe they make the difference. And maybe the crowd is really that into it, because guys, trust me, Patriots fans are pissed. Patriots fans right now are feeling it. We're getting back to those prime Patriot years where the fans are going to be singing, they're going to be singing in the crowd. They're going to be drunk by 1 p.m. Eastern time. They're going to be throwing snow in the air, Teddy Bruschi style. The Patriots fans, you guys got to come to this game. You guys got to be lit, bro. The Patriots fans might have something to say about this. Don't be surprised if the atmosphere is as good as we've seen at a New England game since 2018, 2017. Because the Patriots fans, they're seeing everyone's doubting this team. No one's picking them to do shit. Despite the fact that we have the quarterback that's playing the best in the league. Despite the fact we've won 10 games in a row. Despite the fact that we're beating everybody by 20 points. Despite the fact we have the best returner in the league. Despite the fact we have all this stuff going on. So, yeah, I think if the Patriots win this game, they're, I think everyone should be picking them to win the Super Bowl. But I'm going to pick the Bills because I think the weather will have an impact. I think that the Bills will run the ball better. And let's be fair, the first game the Bills did make some mistakes. It was a coming out party for New England. I think we caught them off guard a little bit. And I think the Bills they'll just be, I think, a little bit more ready for this game. So it's just kind of a mindset thing. I don't know though. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope the Patriots crush the Bills. I hope they crush the Bills. They could. They could. I've seen Miami crush the Bills. The Bills are not the same team on the road, but I do think that the Bills should win this game. They should is the key word. I'm not going to be betting this, though. That's for sure. All right, guys. There it is. My bets straight up and versus the spread for week number 15. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, Gronk, spike the like button. And don't be a jabroni. Subscribe. We'll see you later. Peace.